to travel but planning stresses you out, then this video is for you. I have a really cool tool that you'll want to check out. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Carolina. I'm for Travel with Karo and Capitalize with Karo. If you know me, you know my love for traveling. I've been to over 25 countries and I'm still counting. I love experiencing new cultures, trying new foods, finding the hidden gems, and of course visiting the popular places. That's what genuinely makes me happy when I travel. Now, I've always been a fan of planning and organizing, especially when it comes to my travels. Over the years, I've experimented in various ways planning my trips, and to be honest, I never really found a planner or system that had everything I wanted. So for my recent 18-day trip to Dubai, Singapore, and Bali, I decided to create my own ultimate travel planner on Google Sheets. I'm excited to share with you all. So in today's video, I'm going to take you through a step-by-step tutorial on how to use this travel planner. I designed it with the idea that I wanted to centralize all aspects of your trip on this travel planner. Plus, I try to make it as automated as possible to help you streamline your planning process. I can't wait to show you how you can experience a stress-free planning. Now, if you're watching this video because you purchased my trip planner, thank you so much. I hope this tutorial is super helpful for you. And if you're considering it, then check out the description for the link. Now, let's get into the tutorial. When you first open this spreadsheet, you'll notice that there are 10 additional tabs to the Start Here tab. On this tab, you'll have the written instructions on how to use each tab as well as the link to this tutorial video. You will also see that each of the 10 tabs are linked here for easy access. Here's your trip dashboard tab, your packing list tab, your trip research, travel reservations, monthly calendar, daily itinerary, personal travel expenses, your group shared expense calculator, your savings trip tracker, as well as your destination research tab. Truly everything you need to plan your next perfect trip stress-free, and it's super easy to use. Let me show you how. Starting with the trip dashboard tab, here you can enter your trip details starting with your destination. You enter every information just on the white cells, and then every colored cell will be auto-populated for you. Then you would enter your start date. Let's say you're going on April 8th and you'll be back on April 20th. Then it counts automatically the number of nights as well as your trip countdown for how many days left. Then you will see the packing status. Here you're able to enter on the white cells up to 8 different travelers. The first one will always be yourself. So if you're traveling solo, you can just enter yourself and erase everything else below. If you're traveling with your friends, let's say, you could enter your friends' names. And you can only enter up to additional 7 other members aside from yourself. Again, if you are traveling with nobody, then you can just enter just your name. But if you are up to 7 different travelers, you can enter it here. The name of each traveler that is listed here will also auto-populate in other areas of the spreadsheet. For example, on the packing list, you will see that the names populate here, as well as on your group share expenses tab, it'll populate right here for you and right here for you. And I'll show you how we'll use that in a bit. On the trip dashboard tab, you will see that next to the packing status and each traveler's name is going to be a column that says to pack and your progress. This will be auto-populated for you based on the information you enter on your packing list. We'll go through that in a bit. Back to the trip dashboard tab, here on the packing list, you will see that there's another column that says to pack and then a progress column. This will be automatically populated for you depending on the information that you put on your packing list. So I will show you how that works in a bit, but just know that any cell here on this entire spreadsheet, every single spreadsheet, if it's shaded, if it's colored, do not enter any information. Just enter information on the white cells because every shaded cell will automatically populate information based on the current tab or any other tab in this spreadsheet. Moving on to the currency section of the spreadsheet, you can enter any currency on this white cell. Simply place your currency symbol and then you will see that throughout the spreadsheet, it will be updated for you. For now, I'll change it back to the US, and then to use the currency calculator, just make sure you put your currency code for the country that you're in and to the country that you're going to. If you don't know the currency code of the country you're planning to visit, you can do a quick Google search, and then once you get it, enter it in this white cell and you will see everything else auto-populate for you. This will help you see what $1 in your home country is to the country that you're planning to visit. Now we'll move on to start planning our trip budget. Right here on the trip expense summary, you will see that there are 9 options for your categories. These are the travel categories I personally use, but you can feel free to take any one out and replace it with your own. These travel expense budget categories will be automatically updated on the travel expense tab and the group expense tab. Now that we set our travel expense categories, we'll need to create our travel budget. Here you can budget your flights, accommodations, and all your other categories. As you see, the actual and difference column, they are shaded cells, so you're not entering information here. They will be auto-populated as you enter expenses on the travel expense for your group and personal expenses. You'll notice at the right hand side you will have some tables and some charts. They will automatically be updated as you enter information throughout the spreadsheet, so don't worry about that. Then as a final step for this tab, you can insert a picture by selecting on the insert pictured cell and then going to the top and clicking on insert, and then you're clicking on image and then insert image in cell. Then you click on browse and select a picture from your computer. Now you're done setting up your trip dashboard tab, so everything else will be automatically updated for you as you enter information on the other tabs. Moving on to the packing list tab, at the top you'll see the packing status. It'll show the status of each traveler's packing list with the progress bar. You'll also have a trip countdown just to make sure that you have everything packed before your trip. On the packing section, each traveler packing list has a hyperlink to easily go to their specific packing list on the specific tab. Each traveler has their own packing list. The pack and the still to pack areas will update as you add items and check them off as they are packed for each traveler. The items are categorized into clothing and shoes, toiletries, electronics, travel essentials, and miscellaneous. Each traveler can enter their own clothing and shoe items and the quantity. As each traveler checks off the pack checkbox on the spreadsheet, you will see that the packed items and the progress bar starts to update automatically. This is an awesome quick visual to let you know how many items you've packed and how many still need to be packed. For easier planning sections, I have compiled popular toiletries, electronics, travel essentials, and miscellaneous items needed when traveling. Feel free to delete or add additional items. As each traveler updates their packing list, you will see that on the dashboard, it will be automatically updated for you, the items up to pack and the progress bar. Moving on to the reservations tab, you will see a warning, do not edit any highlighted cell on this page. They will automatically populate from the travel research tab. When you have checked off the book checkbox on the trip research tab, then it will automatically pull in all the details on this reservation tab. The only areas to update on this reservation tab are in the white cells, where you can enter additional info like booking reference, reservation time, and date. On the top of the travel research tab, you'll see a trip to do task where you can enter tasks such as book flights, accommodations, research popular attractions, etc. Once you check off a task, the status bar will update and the task will be crossed out. On the top, you will also see a trip research quick link section. This is here so you can easily access whatever part of the research you are doing, whether that's flights, accommodations, car rentals, attractions, notes, and so on. I've also linked the monthly calendar planner tab here, which we will go into shortly. Points and miles redemption calculator tool comes in handy as you're researching flights. If you earn credit card, airline, or hotel points, I'll show you how to use it shortly. As you begin researching for flights, enter all the information, select from the drop-down arrow when applicable, and enter the cost. You can also link a website and add notes. Now it's the perfect time to use the points and redemption calculator as it helps you assess the value of your points and miles, guiding you to decide if the award flight or hotel stay is worth it. Simply enter the cost of your flight or hotel and the points or miles required and any taxes and fees for the redemption. This calculates your reward redemption value, helping you determine if it's better to pay with cash or redeem your points with miles. Now, what's considered a good redemption value can vary by person, situation. So for me, if it's at least a 1.5 cents per mile, it's considered a worthwhile redemption, but it varies again. And if you don't have a rewards credit card, feel free to skip this feature. And now moving on to when we're doing our accommodation research. When you click in the check-in date, just notice that the number of nights is shaded because it will auto-calculate for you. For the rest of the white cells here, you just make sure you read the label and then enter the correct information. If there's a drop down, just click on the arrow and select from the drop down options. The same rule applies for when you're doing your research for restaurants, cafes, bars, attractions, transportation, car rentals. And there's also a section for popular cities and destinations within the country or city, as I often find myself when I'm researching, I'm looking for the most popular cities or places nearby, the total number of recommendations for each city, and the most popular recommendations such as attractions and sightseeing. And so this gives you a little nice overview of which are the popular cities, how many days, and what are your attractions, which comes in handy when you're setting up your monthly calendar and your daily itinerary. Then there's also space for additional notes. If you want to link a website on top of the spreadsheet, click on the link icon and paste the URL of the website. Now the website will be linked here for easy access. Now let's see one of my favorite automatizations of this travel planner in action. Once you've booked one of the options in this trip research tab, you have checked the box that says booked. It will automatically update in the reservations tab. You'll see all the details for every booked box in your reservation tab. And the only thing you'll have to add is, as I mentioned before, just on the white cells, such as booking reference, the cost, the reservation time, and details like that. This will help you save tons of time and all your reservations will be in one central location. No more scrolling through screenshots or emails. In the monthly planner, the days of the week, actual trip dates, and the total trip duration automatically update based on the information you entered in the dashboard tab. Here you'll see the total number of days, not nights. Remember, every shaded cell will auto-populate information for you. By simply answering the city or country you'll be in each day, you can efficiently plan your activities and make reservations as you're doing your research and planning your itinerary. Knowing where you'll be each day and visually seeing it on the calendar view makes it easier to book attractions, tours, and reservations during your trip. This is an example of what it could look like. You can plan up to 31 days of your trip, and there's also some space for notes. Next, let's check out this daily itinerary tab. As I wanted this planner to be as automated as possible, the day, date, and city or country are auto-populated from the data view entered in previous tabs. Plan your day by time, breakfast, morning, lunch, afternoon, dinner, and evening, time block, activities, notes, and outfits. This tracks up to 31 days of your trip. This way, you'll have your days more organized and outfits for each day, therefore no more overpacking. Now, if you scroll to the right, you will see the mini trip calendar overview, which is the exact same one from the monthly planner. This is there in case you need it to reference as you're planning your daily itinerary. And if you're a visual girly like me and need examples, this is an example of how you can complete your daily itinerary for each day. Moving on to our personal travel expense tab, here you log in all your personal travel expenses, answering the date, category, a description, the total cost, notes, and as soon as you click paid, that expense will change colors for your convenience. As you're spending on your trip, make sure to select the date you are making your expense tracker tracks up to 31 days, and you'll notice on the right you'll have a daily spending table that will automatically update as you enter your expenses and select on the day dropdown. As you're entering an expense, you will also have to choose an expense category. The dropdown will be pulled from the ones you entered on the dashboard tab. And now to give you an example of what entering your personal expenses could look like, for example, when you're booking your flights, you make sure that you put flights for category, a quick description, your total cost, and as you're entering the flights, you will see on the dashboard that it will be updating. And as you're paying off, it will again auto highlight for you. Now, while you're actually on your trip and you are spending every day, make sure that you enter the date, the day, and the category, a brief description of the expense, and the total cost. As you're entering your daily expenses, you will see that, for example, for day one, everything will be calculated and shown on your daily spending table for day one. As you're doing day two, everything will be auto calculated for you for your daily spending for day two, and so forth. As you're also assigning every expense a category, you will go back to your dashboard and have a quick overview of how much you're spending per category and if you're within budget or over budget. Make sure to not edit any of the charts or tables on the right as they are shaded, and that means that they will automatically populate for you. This shared travel expense tab is perfect for those traveling with family and friends as it helps you easily calculate your shared travel expenses. If you're traveling alone and not sharing any travel expense, just feel free to skip this tab and just enter it on your personal travel expenses only. However, if you're traveling with a group, if you scroll to the right of this tab, you will see these tables are all highlighted because all the information here will automatically populate from the information you've entered before. For example, the list of travelers will come from the travelers you've entered on the dashboard tab. Now, here you have the total number of people you're traveling with, the total amount spent on the shared expenses, and then you have an expense breakdown per person. So the travelers will be here, the amount spent will be here, the total per person, depending on who contributed to that expense, will be here, and the difference. Then you will have a payback matrix, which will tell you the traveler who owes money below and who it owes money to and how much. Now, these tables here will all populate information as you are entering information on the travel shared log expense. To log that expense, all you got to do is click on the date. Let's say it was the 10th. The day, make sure you click on the day. Let's say it was the 3rd. The category, choose from the following. Let's say it was activities. And right here, let's say it was a tour. And so the total cost of that tour, let's say, was $400. Now, keep in mind, these are highlighted cells, so you will not touch these. Right here, you will say the traveler who paid. Let's say it was yourself. And then here you will list only, you will check off only the travelers that contributed to this shared expense. So for example, if all three travelers shared the expense, you will check all these three, and then the total cost for the total cost will be divided by 3. However, if it was only shared by 2 people, it would be divided by 2. So just make sure you select every traveler who shared the expense with you. And then as you're entering that information, you'll see here, it'll say the traveler that paid, the total expense per person, and how much each person owes. And so then you will go down to the matrix, and then you will see that friend one and friend two owe Karo in this scenario each $133. And so that is how much traveler Karo gets, which the difference will be that she's owed $266.67. So when you add these two up, that will be the total. And so as you keep on entering expenses, that's how it'll work. Sometimes, for example, one of the travelers might not want to do that same activity or tour or etc. And so you just have to make sure that you're being mindful of which other travelers that are contributing. And once it's done, you can click on paid. And as you're entering your shared expenses here, it will also calculate in the dashboard how much you are spending as well as in the total daily amount you spent. With the difference as well as the spending breakdown, and all other charts will be updated as well. And now let's move on to our trip savings tracker. Here's where you're going to go if you need help saving some money for your next trip. All you have to do is enter your information here on the savings details, starting date. Let's say you're going to save starting next Friday, August 16th, and your goal date. Think about when do you want to travel? And so for our case, for this example, we're going to put April 4th. Then you're going to think about your goal amount. Let's say we want to save up to 2,500. If you already have any savings, let's say you were to have $500, include that there. If you don't, just leave it at zero, and then it will automatically calculate how much you have left to save. And you can also click here on the payment frequency drop down. You can click if you want to save daily, if you want to save weekly, if you want to save bi-weekly, or monthly. And so, whichever your preference is, the payment log will automatically calculate for you your payment date, your amount, and the balance after. And so, as you are transferring your savings into your savings account, all you have to do is cross it out, and this log will automatically update for you, letting you know how much you have to save. And the really cool thing about it is that it would also update on the dashboard. So, for a quick glance, total save for your trip, left to save. If you're still unsure yet and don't know where to travel next, the Destination Research tab is a perfect tab to start at. If you've already chosen a place, feel free to skip this tab. Enter up to 3 destinations to compare. You can add a picture of each destination if you like. It's the same as before. Click on the cell, then insert, then image, then click on insert image and cell. Browse the picture you like and upload. Then it's time to compare the pros and cons, top attractions, affordability, suggestion, duration, stay, and more for each destination to help you decide on your next travel destination. Once you've made a decision, check off the winner box for that destination and watch the winner show at the destination winner section at the top. And there you have it. That's how easy it is to complete this travel planner. So you are going on your next vacation stress-free and super organized with everything that you could think of all in this planner. Just remember to keep an original copy for you in your files, and then every time you go on a new trip, you're going to click on make a copy, and then once you click on make a copy, that's when you're editing it. But other than that, there you have it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below. And if you already bought this planner, I'm excited for you to plan your next trip. And if you don't have it yet but are interested, make sure you find the link on the description. All right, catch you on my next video. Bye!